Hello, my cooking friends and family. I am actually not feeling great, and so I'm gonna whip up some homemade chicken noodle soup using my leftover bone broth that I have, that I always keep a batch or so in the freezer so that I can drink it when I'm sick, or my kids are sick, or I can use it to make soup. So, thank the Lord for some good, healthy bone broth. May it heal my body. All right, let's get my soup going. So I'm gonna put a tablespoon of butter into my pot. Hopefully I can fit everything in here. And then I've got some onion, carrot, celery, lemon. I'm gonna be using some apple cider vinegar, organic, and these are gonna be my noodles. And then I'm just gonna use a good quality rotisserie chicken that's organic, if at all possible. It makes a difference, trust me. Read your ingredients, because it's funky. All right, my bone broth is totally frozen over there, so I'm gonna go ahead and saute these veggies down to speed up the process because Mama needs her soup. All right, I'm also gonna add some olive oil to my pot because I'm a big believer in the healing power of fat. I think that we need more fat in our diets, and whenever we started going fat-free, I think that people got fatter. So good, healthy fat, quality fat is important. So I'm gonna let that melt down, and then I'm gonna add my veggies. All right, a couple cloves of garlic. I don't mind using my hand for mine. All right, to this, I'm gonna add my trusty salt and pepper. Good amount. And then my bone broth, I've got it resting over here. It is not fully defrosted, but it's gonna do. So I'm gonna add this to the pot. Okay, my ice broth is in. For this big size pot that you see here, 2 big gallon size bags. I'm not sure what that equates to liquid wise. Will do, or you can use 1 gallon and then fill your pot with the rest of water, because the bone broth is gonna do its job. So it won't dilute it too much if you need to do it that way too, if you don't have enough to make it stretch. So from here, I'm gonna add my chicken, and I'm gonna go ahead and add my pasta to it, uncooked. Okay, all my chicken is going into the pot, and I do save my legs because my kids like the legs, and so I will always save those for them so they can munch on them. I always do save the bones and the carcasses, the fat and the gristle, everything I can salvage, because that is how I will replenish my bone broth batch. All right, the other trick I do after I save the legs is to save the thigh pieces, because my husband likes to have a protein snack, an all-natural protein snack twice a day, mid-morning, mid-afternoon, and so this makes a great munchie for him. Okay, next up, I'm going to continue to season my broth up with a little wedge of lemon right into the pot. Nature's goodness. In fact, you can even drop this in here and let it cook with everything, as long as this is washed, and then fish it out at the end, which I may do. And then some, apple cider vinegar. You want the one that's organic with the mother. I do gently rock it. A couple splashes of that. And then I'm gonna put some turmeric. If you haven't read about turmeric, I totally suggest that you look it up. It's awesome. It's got some really great health benefits. So some turmeric in here. And then of course I'm going to use some fresh cracked sea salt and black pepper to my mix. And then I am going to add about 4 cups of that organic pasta that I showed you, which I really recommend that you try to get organic as much as possible. And that's one reason I love this brand. I'm not pushing this brand, I'm not sponsored by this brand, but I just feel like it's really affordable. I know that Whole Foods has a really affordable brand too that they sell now as well. You can add more noodles if you want. I feel like my pot runneth over, so I feel like this is kind of a good ratio at this point. I can always add more if I need to, right? So that's about half a box. That was a 16-ounce box. So good 4 cups is what I kind of estimated there. And then I'm gonna let these hang out, let the noodles cook and get tender. And I'm actually going to drop my lemon in there. Again, you don't have to do that part. It's up to you. You do definitely wanna fish it out. And this one did not have seeds in it too, by the way. I already took the seeds out. And then before you serve it, you want to also taste your broth as well, to make sure everything is seasoned well. And so this is so good to have on hand. You know, a lot of times in the evening and in the morning, I tend to sound the worst right now. And so throughout the day, it gets a little better, but it doesn't necessarily mean I feel better. So I love to have stuff like this on hand that I can grab and just put in a coffee cup and sip on, and then slowly eat on the noodles. So it's just great. And you can even freeze half of the batch. It freezes so beautifully. Another trick is if you have any fresh herbs, you can put fresh herbs in it. I do have some fresh basil, some fresh organic basil. So this one is totally optional at this point, which everything is optional. I just kind of like to show you what I'm doing and give you ideas. But I am going to put some fresh basil in mine too. I believe the more veggies and things you can put that can fight their superpowers, the more to it. So, all right, fresh basil. I'm so sorry, you guys. Fresh basil going in. Y'all, this makes me so happy. So I love to make soup in my slow cooker, but when you do need something that's, you know, a quick throw together, this is just perfect. And I think the 4 cups was a perfect ratio. And I like to cook it right into my bone broth because I feel like it absorbs the flavor into the noodle. And so it's just perfectly beautiful. I love the color, I love everything. So I hope you guys try it. Don't forget to fish out your lemon, and honestly, I wouldn't skip that step. I feel like it really flavors your water. Before you serve it, make sure your noodles are tender al dente and that your broth is seasoned properly, adjusted as needed.